Anyways, let's go on with Game Club. Welcome everyone. I need to write down the timestamp for this because I take timestamps for these. Believe it or not. 34:52. Okay, so we've played and we've beaten. Well, I've beaten it. Yeah, actually, no, we have beaten it. You told me this as well. We both
Yeah.
have finished Devil May Cry 2, the best game I've ever played. It's
Does it count if we didn't beat Lucia's story
yeah,
yet?
because literally I okay, so after I beat Devil May Cry 2, I instantly wanted to play Lucia to compare. It is the same story. I don't think they changed enough of it because it starts as the same intro. The only thing that's different is the order of events. Like they kind of put all the stages backwards of each chapter, pretty much. Like you do the missions in reverse. So you play as Lucia. You meet up with the old lady. The old lady tells you you need to go to this ancient tomb area and get these other arcana, which is the same shit that she tells Dante. So it's the same story. You're just playing as Lucia. So I don't think it's any different. I would have to check. I'll have to watch YouTube, I guess, for that. But I don't. I just. But the only thing I will say, I played Lucia. Her gameplay is way better than Dante's gameplay. She's way more
Okay,
fun to play
okay. Why do you think that?
because she's faster. She has like cool combos. Like she has like a good launcher that launches. You can do like these cool like extenders. Like you can launch an enemy up, then fight another enemy, and then you can launch that enemy up. And as the other one falls down, you can attack that one. So it's kind of cool. Like you can have all these like cool little attack animations you could do. I
Can't,
I just
can't you do
like
that with Dante too?
yeah, but it just doesn't feel as fun. It doesn't feel as rewarding because it Dante feels way slower in this game. Like he has that stupid like walking stinger that's like, why would I use this attack? And then it's like the same like dun 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 dun. It's like okay, this is like not fun to do. While like Lucy, it's like I had more fun and I was more engaged doing all kinds of combos. I just liked her combat more because Dante it was too enticing to default to shooting. It I never really wanted to use the sword anymore, and it was like okay, I'll just use my guns instead, and that's what I
Yeah.
used. And it's like that wasn't really what I like about Dante in Devil May Cry. It's just everything I like. I never play Gunslinger because I hate Gunslinger because it's just guns. I guns are fine, but I like using swords way more in those kind of games. Uh, and with Dante in this one, it's like, yeah, why use the sword? It's slow and boring when you could just use guns. It's like, okay, I'll use guns.
Yeah.
While
But
Lucy, it's like I
this,
have more incentive to use her blades.
I completely don't agree with you.
Well,
Um,
did you play
I
Lucia?
think, yeah, I think it sucks just as much.
Oh,
I was
okay.
pissed when I played it. I
Well,
was like, this just
well, okay. You know, I'll say as much as I liked Lucia, I still did not like the game. It did not make the game better. Like, I do agree. It sucked all the same. It's just it was like it was slightly less shitty, which is still shitty. Like it's the same kind of deal where it's like you could make like a shitty pie and then make a pie that's shitty but less shitty, and I still would not like it. It still would be bad. It's like
yeah,
no,
it didn't do anything better. And I thought the only cool part of the game was the gunplay. Like there was interesting
yeah,
things you could do with the gunplay, and Lucia's projectiles are useless.
yeah. I do agree with that. And and that's kind of what made me stop playing the game. It like I was playing Lucia, I was like, okay, I played enough because I just knew a lot of these boss fights would just not be fun. It's like yeah, she's gonna fight the helicopter. Yeah, not no, never mind. Like that
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
like
And
my
then like okay, so let's talk about like the last leg of the game. So the second the game puts like is like leads you to the demon world, that's kind of where I hated the game, and that's where I was like, I just want to beat it. I just want to beat it at this point. The second they throw in the first boss of Devil May Cry 1, the spider, it's like that already was like, oh, we're gonna
is that what?
yeah, it's the same
Wait a
enemy.
second, I didn't even realize that was supposed to be that spider. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah, it's the same spider.
I'm looking at this again.
I think they even gave him the same name because I think it wants it to be like he's back and this time he's angry. They literally just throw him in, so I'm not surprised that that you didn't catch it. It's literally the same boss.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so the second they throw that in, it was just like, oh, we're gonna be recycling stuff here, and after that, everything was recycled. It was like this is pretty sad, and it just wasn't fun. It just was so that fight was awful. It just throws him in without any build up. Like it's the boss from the first like. Okay, so I played Devil May Cry 5, and that well, okay, so both 4 and 5 do this cool thing. So 4 takes a song from Devil May Cry 1 and remixes it, which is kind of cool. I kind of like the remix of it that they did. It's like, oh, this is kind of like a faster version of it, which is rad. And I think they might have thrown some Devil May Cry 1 enemies in 4, but not a lot. But in 5, they thought that you go to the same locations almost in 5. And it's a cool like throwback. It's like, okay, here's the same enemy types that you fought in 1 as well. Uh, you have Nightmare, which is like a devil trigger for V. That's the boss in Devil May Cry 1. The bird boss in Devil May Cry 1 and the panther boss are both sidekicks in Devil May Cry 5. So it's like this cool reintegration of all this stuff from Devil May Cry 1 as callbacks, which is nice. But then 2, it's like, okay, here's the spider from 1. And it's like this is like from the first game. You're just gonna throw it in with no care, no like thought about it, like because in Devil May Cry 5, they highlight the reason why you have the panther and the bird as like sidekicks for Virgil is literally because like they're part of that character. Like the whole thing in Devil May Cry 1, like you have like Nilo Angelo, which is part of Virgil, and all this stuff that's like in his mind that he hasn't gone out, has not left it or whatever, like some psychological mumbo jumbo with Virgil, and it's like, okay, this is like a cool like throwback to that. And 2, it's like, okay, here's a spider, fight that. Okay, and now you're in the demon world. Here's the same hallway, but we're gonna like really fuck it up. It's like, okay, and I hated it. I was lost for so long. I was like, I don't know where to go. It's like I'm going in the same room. I luckily I ran around enough. I found another devil upgrade, so I was like, okay, this is cool. I got the ice upgrade. That's rad. I'll never use it.
I did you know there's a map in Devil May Cry 2?
No, what?
That's the only way I figured it out because that last part, everything looks the same. It literally everything looked the same.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, how am I supposed to figure this out? And I looked at the map, and that's the only way. And it's like the map isn't helpful. That's the thing is it's only helpful because it tells you where you are and where you haven't been.
Mm.
So I just kind of put it together. I was like, oh, I'm here right now, so I need to walk this way to get where I haven't been. That's the only way I got through it.
I
It
didn't
made
even
no
know there was.
sense.
I did not even know there was a map. That.
So you must have wandered around for like 45 minutes, just being like, I hope I'm somewhere different.
Yeah, it was awful.
Because
I just stumbled across the elevator, and I was like, oh, okay, and that was it. And then it got to the fucking this part. Okay. So the other thing that before that actually when you go up the building the first time you fight Artrius and you save Lucia whatever and it's like okay like he uses the wrong coin. Okay, of course, Dante was ahead of the game as always, even though there's no explanation how that happened. But okay, whatever. But he shows up, and that fight was so fucking dumb. The boss just stood there and was like, okay, like it was like, is he gonna fight? Like, why is he just standing there? Like,
he literally sits down.
yeah.
Like that's his move is to sit there with his legs crossed and you just slice it.
And I think the idea is that he was gonna summon all these demons to fight you, and you have to fight all of these demons to get to him. But he summons like 2 of them, and they don't do shit. It's like, and the thing that I think is funny is that so in Yakuza Like a Dragon, they have this fight where they have this guy that's like that ranks over the main character in the whole game. This guy like shits on you. He's like, you suck, Ichiban. You're always late. You're a piece of shit. I never liked you. You're the worst Yakuza we've ever had in this family. Fuck you. So the whole time, like, you're doing this boss fights, he's just not taking you seriously. The final boss fight you had with the guy, he's just like chilling. He's like, okay, fine, let's fight. As you're fighting, he just sits on a sofa in a combo. He's just sitting there like, all right. And then like Ichiban's like, what the fuck? Like, he punches him, dodges, sits down, and just sits there like nothing happened. And Ichiban's like, okay, I'll fight again. He just does another dodge. Like, it's like a fucking badass like fight scene. And I could tell they wanted that energy so bad with this fight and just doesn't get it. It's just so pathetic. And then at the end, it's just like, and I thought, I'm so glad you told me there was 18 missions, because I was like, this cannot be the ending. If this is where the game ends, I was gonna throw the controller. That's it. But it continues. Like, okay, at least it continues. So maybe this fight is intentionally stupid. Maybe the real fight is gonna be better. Maybe he'll be like, okay, now you have my attention or whatever. So before I get to the boss fight, the character is another thing I wanna fuck. The first time you see him, he's like, hello, Dante. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be the kid. He's like so cool and suave, whatever. It's like, okay. The second time you see him, it's like the guy got fired and they hired some other bozo off the street, and it was like, "Hi, Dante, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and I'm gonna be the lead demon." It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is not the same guy.
Yeah, dude, it made no sense. And the best part, me, when I'm watching this, I'm like, wait a second, who is this guy? Like, I was like, who is this guy? Like, he's the main boss, but I have no idea who he is. What's his deal?
The best.
I must have. I literally was like, I must have skipped the cutscene because I don't know what's going on.
The best part, the best part of it all was, when I replayed Lucia's story, I saw the story with the old lady, and she's like, yeah, you gotta take care of Artorias and his master. It's like, okay, Artorias is the guy that like becomes the clown in the second fight or whatever. And I was just like, okay, so Artorias never mentions his master the whole time. The first cutscene you see him, I will rule I'm here, I'm gonna, like, this is the ritual I need to do, whatever. It's like, okay. The second time you meet him, I'm gonna be the king! It's like, okay, what about, and then you kill him, and then it just throws you to the demon world. You see this, like, blob of a monster, you kill that, and then this other thing shows up, and then you kill that. You did it. You beat it. It's like, wait, who is the master? What is this?
It's like, what happened?
Yeah, and
it is funny. You said it looked like is his name Piran from Darkstalkers?
yeah,
Piran?
yeah,
He looks just like him.
yeah, and the thing is that, like, and okay, so I have a lot of theories about the story, because I honestly feel at some point when they made the story, Lucia was supposed to have a bigger role than she does. I think at some point she was going to be like the vessel for the main bad guy, and then she was going to transform into the final boss, because when you see the final boss show up, it has boobs. Like, it has boobs as a female body, and then just becomes a man. And it's like, was like Lucia supposed to have a bigger role, and then she was going to be like turned into like this, like the main bad guy or something? Because like, the cutscene where she's like, I'm gonna take care of this or whatever, it's like, why? What stake do you have? And then like they bring up that, huh?
She's like, I was created by him, and I'm like, okay, who gives a fuck? What does that matter?
Yeah, like,
I don't even know what that means.
They don't give a reason. Darius never explains why he made her at all, and it's like there had to have been a cutscene where it's all explained, like, I made you so you could be the vessel for my master. My master's gonna show up. Like, that must have been the story. And then they're like, fuck that story. Throw that out. That doesn't work. And then they just, they like tape this in there, like with like scotch tape. And it was like, there we go. It had to be done. Because there must have been something that just did not work in the initial story that caused everything to fall apart. But it was just so bizarre. And then, like, they don't explain what the blob monster is. It's just this blob of multiple heads. And this fight, I like the idea of like each head had a different attack, but it's such a bad fight. It's just not incorporated at all. Well, at all. It's just like the whole fight. I'm just thinking, okay, if I go against the tail, that's like a cheat. Like I found a way to cheap every head's attack. The tail, like if you go like in between, the tail will just keep attacking next to you. It will never address you. It'll just it's like okay, and then like there was only one head that was kind of cheap, but even then it's like okay, I learned its pattern. It's like okay, if
Are
I
you talking about the one that shoots lasers that like go like this?
yeah
Like the ones that touch the screen? Yeah, you just jump over them.
yeah because if you jump, it'll aim them higher. If you stay on the ground, it'll just it's a dumb fight, and the enemy makes no sense. Like there's no like it was a light criticism I had of Devil May Cry 1 when they threw Nightmare in. Nightmare had no, like, dialogue. It was just a weird blob monster you're fighting, and I did not like it at all. But that was like, okay, this was like a small thing. This was like the main attraction. But this is like the second to last boss fight. It's like this is like where everything like is leading to, and you're just gonna throw this blob monster that has no introduction at all. And then like the final boss is this know nothing orange dude that just flies around, and and would had some cheap attack. There was one attack that gave you no warning it was gonna do it, and it would always hit me. It would happen like for a
Yeah, I
split
think it's
second.
undodgeable. I
Yeah,
swear it had an unblockable attack.
yeah,
There's
and it's
nothing you
like
could do about it.
yeah, because you were sitting there like, attacking and dodging the other attacks. That would do this other attack that he had no time to like react to, but. That fight was also bullshit, and I beat it. I was like, okay, this, and then the ending was just such a wet fart. It was like, yeah, I beat it. It's like, okay, like
Yeah,
it's
it's dumb.
so bad. Like the final boss in 3, 4, not 4, 4 sucked too. 3 and 5 were the best endings. It just,
Wait, do you remember what the name of the this game was so forgettable, but do you remember the name of that blob monster? I was laughing to myself
I don't
because
remember.
it was called like something the despair. I was like, why does it have a Sonic the Hedgehog ass name? You remember what I'm talking about?
No,
Oh fuck. I wish I remember what it was
all
called.
these names were forgettable. Like, though to be kind of honest, I don't remember any of the names of any boss fights in Devil May Cry. 3 was the only exception because they kind of. Well, I don't remember a lot of the boss fights in 3. The only one that stood out was Beowulf because you get. The weapon you get from him is called Beowulf, so. Okay. Then you have Arkham, Virgil. They threw in Jester in the special edition. But. That was the other thing, which was kind of funny. It was like they wrote in the Jester character from 3 into 2. Almost like
Wait, what? Oh, you mean just the way that dude was acting at
yeah, it
the
was just
end?
like it's like he was doing a Jester impression, and they're like, oh, okay, this, but it was just a bad
I think
fucking story.
I
Like the
think
gameplay
maybe
sucked
he was
too.
I think maybe he was freaking out because he knew he wasn't in control anymore because Dante like tricked him. So he's like, "Ah,
But
see now, I'm you supposed to let
but
me
he
do it."
but he got he I thought that he got what he needed after anyways because like Dante just gives him the token at the end. Like the first time you meet him, he gives him the token that he needs. It's like, all right, yeah, that's a fake coin here. And then the other thing that's well, I don't remember. Like I think he gives Lucia the coin he uses, and I think it's revealed that it's like a double sided coin. So whatever Dante was doing, it would always like, yeah, I'll do what you want. It's like it's that same trope where it's like I got like this badass that doesn't want to help, and then he's like, "I'll flip a coin." Yeah, you're lucky you got heads. Oh, if it was tails, I would have been sleeping. Then at the end of the movie, he's like, "Here, kid, here's the coin." What? It's double. It's double sided. Yeah, it's
So
like he had
fucking
a heart of
stupid
gold
ass
the
game.
whole time.
Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, this game sucked, huh?
Yeah, I was blown away that 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 was yeah. It's like Capcom had it. Was like we have to release this. It's like we put so much money in it. It's come in and fix this. Okay, I'll fix it. Fix it the best he could, and then it's like here. It's not finished, but here you go. All right, print it.
You know what's funny? Actually, I started. a few things actually that we talked about last time. Okay, wait. The first thing I want to say is that it's so funny how you were talking about how much you hate boss fights where you can't like, especially in this type of game where you have to shoot it and you can't like approach it and slice it. So that blob monster is exactly that. That's why I was laughing. I texted you. I was like, can't wait to hear how much you hate this fucking game
Yeah,
because
like it.
all you can do is shoot it.
Yeah, it just solidified it. It was like if the whole game was shooting, so I was like, yeah, this sucks. And like I got so desensitized by it that I was like, yeah, this is how you play the game. So I was like, okay, like it just became like this is how it was designed. Like there's no doubt in my like I also feel like as much as Itsuno tried to make the game work, he knew the game sucked ass. And I was like, there's no point of having them use the swords. Just give them the guns. Like that'll get them through the game. Like that'll make it playable. And the sword will just be like there. Like it literally felt like that they couldn't get the sword to work at all, and they're like, we'll just make the guns like good, and that's how they'll get through it. It
And
was
it's so
so
funny because
bad.
you were like, you texted me. I was texting you. I was like, and you were like, I'm stuck on the level 12 boss. And I was like, here's a hint. The only buttons you need in this game are square and circle. And then you texted me like a day later, and you're like, I beat it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so that part I'm stuck on. Oh god, that part I was stuck on was fucking. It was like hurting my head because it's that
Why?
stupid cylinder with like the perspective just didn't make sense. Like I would like I didn't know how far I was from the electricity, so it's like if I jumped out, and I just didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, and then I realized the skulls were there as a distraction. You had to shoot this other thing, and I was fuck, fuck this game. Like that pissed me off so much because it's like even knowing that it's like yeah, but the lock on will never work. I can't lock onto the things anyway. And it's like I have to hope that Dante hits it. And at the same time as that's going on, I could get electrocuted. So it's like I had to judge all these things. The camera angle doesn't work. It's spinning around. It was like and it's like I don't get like motion sickness in video games at all. But that part I just it was hurting my head. I was like I need to I hate this part. This part was awful. Like if I did not beat that part by today, I would have just said I'm done with the game because it's just not. It was awful. It was like this is stuff they would give someone in Guantanamo. Like, hey, we need answers. Fucking load up this section and don't tell them shit. Don't give them any indication of the controls. Have them play this, and it's like it's fucking awful. This level is it just pissed me off, and after that, the whole game just kept pissing me off after that, just thinking like that was the hardest part and everything else was stupidly easy and just boring. After that when you fight Archers in that dumbass fight where he's sitting down the whole time, after that I was like I'm beating this game no matter what. I just want to beat it. After that I just was steamrolling the game. And then I went to that fight with those multiple heads bullshit was kind of making me want to quit as well, but it was just like the second I found cheats, it's like okay, like whatever. Like I just did not give a shit after that. And then the ending was just like this game like had the balls to like do all this stuff to piss off the gamer, and then does this, and then I don't know how I didn't even talk about this. The secret rooms are fucking awful. Like they just throw them in. Yeah, because they have no weight. They give you trash prizes. Like I feel like only one of them gave you a blue orb. Only one. All of them just gave you trash, and it's like here you go, eat up. Every room was like, yeah, fight the enemies. Okay, you did it. It's like all right. In 3 and 4, it's like, all right, jump up, don't touch the ground, don't do this, and sure, I don't like those secret rooms because I can't do them, I'm not good enough for them, but it's like, I appreciate that they're all different and they're all hard. It's like, okay, like that's cool. This, it's like, all right, do you have 2 thumbs? Okay, here you go, have fun. It's like, okay, this is like
It's
stupid.
literally like kill 2 waves of enemies thanks, see you later. And when you find them, it's so anticlimactic. It's like you found a secret room, and it's like, okay, I hope I never find one of these again.
Yeah, they put more thought in hiding the devil arms than those. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what was the thought process with this? Like, the devil arms you'd think would be more obvious to find because it's like these are things you would naturally want than like
Yeah.
these little optional things. But this game it just fucking sucks, and it's depressing because there's things in it that's like I could see that this could be good. Like you could make a good game out of the things that this game has, but it just never comes
Well,
through.
interesting. I was reading about. So this is the other thing I wanted to bring up. I was just like reading stuff about Devil May Cry 2, and I stumbled upon last year the source code for this game specifically leaked.
Oh shit.
Um, like there was a big hack at Capcom, some ransomware attack or whatever, and of the things, it's actually a lot of interesting things that there's no articles about leaked out of this thing. Like they're making a new Mega Man game next year, or it's slated to come out a new Captain Commando game. I don't know if that means anything to you. Do you know what
Maybe.
Captain Commando is?
I Is it a beat 'em up?
Yes.
Was it in that
Um,
all that beat 'em up collection they put out last?
yes, yes.
Okay,
And he's
I
in
played
all
it
the
and it was pretty
Capcom
fun.
1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're coming out with a new Captain Commando, or maybe like re-releasing it or some bullshit. Um, I forgot what else was interesting there. Some other stuff, and the source code for Devil May Cry 2 leaked, and literally in like I saw it on a Reddit thread, and everyone was like, "Oh, we could like mod the game to make it better and shit." Blah blah blah. But I am interested in reading the source code to see, because this game, it's just, I don't want to say it's a shitty game,
Yeah.
but that's because it's not finished. It's definitely not. It's just
Yeah.
not done.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Like nothing looks
Like,
complete. Like the graphics look like it looks like whatever, but it just doesn't fit as good as one. Like you could definitely tell like this. The,
it's just not done.
yeah, like
The art's not done. Nothing is done.
and the fact that it's the only Devil May Cry game with the least amount of missions. It's like there has been something there. Like now I did thought initially that I thought all Devil May Cry games had the same mission structure, the same like amount, but that's not true. But they all kind of roughly account for like 20. Like 20 is like the minimum I've seen. So like I've barely seen any like go down. 2 is the only one I think that has 18, and that's like the smallest amount. So it's like okay, they just couldn't finish it, and the story just nothing there was there. Like the story was not even like there because again, like they mention oh like Archer's had a master, but they don't talk about the master. Like he never brings it up. The Pyron looking guy doesn't like introduce himself like I'm the real master. Archie's is a piece of shit. Like he didn't. There
Like,
was not
it's kind of the
even.
blob.
Yeah, he's just there. He just shows up, and it's like okay, like the last two fights they just throw at you, just like we need boss fights. We need like we need something there in the demon world. Like they know like the script for Devil May Cry is like start in the human world. The ending is gonna end in the demon world. Like that's where they all end. They all go there, and it's like okay, let's. They go. He goes there, but why? Who knows? He's just there, and it's just that happens. Things just happen.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah. So the game's not done. But here's a funny thing. Uh, I'm curious. I kind of want to see how. I'm just gonna YouTube it or something. I want to see like how Lucia's story plays out. And something else I learned interesting. You can play as Trish in this game.
Kinda. I think it's she has the same moveset as Lucia, but they just put Trish's
But
skin.
like, you still just like, why would they even add that in this game?
I think it's like a bonus like extra that they want to throw. Like it's just like why because
Like,
it's the same reason why they threw in like Bloody Palace and Diesel costumes. It's like sure, give
but
them
it's like,
this.
why would you suffer through this game, twice. You have to beat it twice just to play it again as her.
It's just
Like, what's the fucking point?
it's to give the illusion that this game has a lot of content, but it doesn't. And I don't. I think you'll be disappointed because I've just heard that like Lucia's story isn't that different
But I
from the
just
main
want to know
plot.
what the fuck they're gonna do. Like, what's gonna be her last boss? Well, how does it
I
end?
don't. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the same because this is the other thing. I'm convinced they gave Lucy is another stoic character that's quiet. She says some lines here and there. It's roughly the same amount of lines that Dante has, and Dante is also a silent protagonist. So that's why I think it's just gonna be the same story that it's gonna play out because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could easily
I'm not
interchange them.
Theo. My expectations are in the fucking dirt.
You're just not.
I just want to. I
You're
just want to
you're
be like, what did they even waste their time
you're
doing?
literally not gonna
So I
see
have no.
anything different.
There's no way I can be disappointed. If I'm disappointed, they they would have to do something completely insane. Like they would have to just like swap Dante in for every one of her scenes or something.
The,
Actually, that wouldn't even be disappointing. That would be
no,
hilarious.
there's there's no cutscenes though. There's no cutscenes in this game
No.
that has Dante by himself. Like because all the cutscenes he's in is just gameplay cutscenes where it's like Dante opens door, walks in, a tank walks in. There's your enemy. Like that's the only tier cutscenes you'll get, and that is just easy shit. They could just all right, this code Lucia walking in. Like it's just gonna be that. I don't think it's
Okay.
anything substantial. You can check it. I just doubt it because like the the first two missions I played, it just I played them as like I think I seen the game with her. It's just there's not a lot there. It's like the old lady has the same dialogue. She gave Dante just. Oh, you got the Arcana. Go to the ancient tombs. That is where you'll find the other Arcana. Okay, and then she walks off. It's like okay, same shit. The same shit.
Okay. All right. So what do you grade this game?
I would give it. I give it. I would give it a 0, but I give it a 1. A 1 out of 5.
Yes, I agree. Solid 1.
Like there was something there, but it just didn't pan out. It's just there
Yeah.
was nothing enjoyable. There was like nothing. I like even Bloodstain, which is like I think we gave it. I think I gave it like a 3. I think a 3 or a 4. I think a 3, but either way, like that game, I at least had fun playing that game. I enjoyed it. Well, this game was just like there was nothing there, just misery. It's like
Yeah.
the meme from Metal Gear Solid 5. Are we here just to suffer? My arm, I still feel my arm, my leg.
Yeah. Like Bloodstained. Okay, I would say Bloodstained is not like a great game, but at least it's what with what it does, it's polished and like
Yeah,
finished
and it's what
and
it
like it's done.
advertised.
Yeah. This game is just this fucked up.
I just can't imagine how it must be to be a Devil May Cry fan. You play 1, you love 1, and you're like hyped for 2, and then you buy the game, you pop it in, and
This
this
is the
is what
thing
you
that's
get.
even weird. This is the thing that's even weirder about this, and I haven't played 4 and 5, but even if you skipped 2 completely, Devil May Cry and Devil May Cry 1 and 3 are like completely different games. Have you ever played the original series of Tomb Raider games?
No, well, technically, I played it at the library, and
Oh,
and so that was quite the experience. I played that, hated it because I didn't understand the game. I was like, this game sucks. I don't know, and everyone was like, this game rules. I was like, this game sucks. I don't know where everything looks like shit. I didn't understand. Like I quit the game and then played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the whole time. Like that was the best game. That game ruled. You answer questions. That was fun. But I would want to go back to play those games. But no, I've not played those.
honestly, really fucking great games. The problem is they have tank controls, but
They know that's
Devil
probably
May
why I
Cry.
hated it.
What?
That's
Yeah,
probably why I hated it.
but it's a behind the back camera, so I don't think it's that much of a problem. But Devil May Cry 1, and I said this before, before I started replaying it. It has lots of notes of Tomb Raider in it.
Yeah. Well, I think
And
it's more with Resident Evil than than Tomb Raider, but I because like you're
yeah,
you're stuck in a building, you're doing like backtracking, you're exploring this area. I mean, it's not like Resident Evil in the sense of like, oh, there's monsters and there's science shit or horror, but it's more like you're in this castle that's on an island and you're just kind of exploring it and there's demons. I mean, it's tweaked to be a hack and slash or whatever, but
it's but it's like it's so much more of an adventure game
yeah.
than it is an hack and slash game. Like it's like hack and slash is like it's more like Zelda than it's like a hack and slash.
Yeah, I can see that. But
But like
it
it's like very halfway in between. But like after like 2 and on, it just went full out hack and slash.
yeah. But well, because the thing that I don't know, I feel okay, you know what? As we're talking, I want the chat to chime in on that because so
Okay.
far, no, like everyone's just kind of watching. I got a wow, like someone was surprised you gave it a 1. I mean, I know it's very surprising this game got a 1.
How was
well,
anyone surprised about
well,
that? It sucked.
it's a sarcastic wow, to be honest. So at least it was sarcastic. It wasn't a genuine. I would have been like surprised it was genuine, but uh, I
Is anyone else saying anything else?
no, not yet.
No.
But as we're talking, we'll come back to the chat once we catch up. Okay, so Storm says 1 seems harsh. Oh no, this is talking about the rating. 1 seems harsh, but I've never played it. Storm, trust me, one is generous. It's generous for one.
Generous. Storm, play the game. Play the
Yeah,
game, Storm.
yeah. You know, if you have the HD collection, they throw it in there. It's a free game in the HD collection. You just
Yeah.
load it up.
Play the fucking game, man.
Yeah,
I mean, okay. Let's think. So we're going out of 5, right?
yeah.
Um.
I mean, together it's
So
like a 2 out of 10.
it's really that bad. Like it's not, and it's like the
It's
thing
just
is, it's sneakily that bad. Like if you play it at first, you're like, okay, this is all right, but then you realize the entire game is like that.
okay. So
Like,
hold on, sorry, but Storm mentions that he played the first game and he said it was boring, and then
oh,
and he's saying like apparently that's the good one. Okay, well, Storm. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I like 1, but I don't love 1 as much as a lot of Devil May Cry fans love it. Like 1 has a lot of problems. I mean, again, the second like this fight I'm on, it sucks. It's a really bad. I don't like this nightmare fight is just a chore. And then hearing that the plane level is infamously bad, it's like okay, I don't need to play this game any further. But that 1 had a charm to it that made it like endearing. Like if I were to rate it for this for the show, I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5. It's it's like a game that's like worth playing, but it's not a game that's like gonna like lift you off your seats and be like, wow, what a game. But the game that I think was great was 3 because I loved the atmosphere. I loved the gameplay. It was fast. It was like the the fights with Virgil are so good. It's just so like it's good pressure and a good skill check. But
let's
2 is just ass.
go back to 1. Let's go back to 1 though, because that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying like this is what I'm trying to explain, but I can't put my finger on it. There's something weird about 1. It's like there's no game like it,
Yeah,
and it's like a weird hybrid.
it's so different for its time. Like when you look at it as a game that came out in 2001 and you look at the landscape where it's like, okay, you have an adventure game, you have Resident Evil, you have all these games. But this game, it's so like it's like okay, well, let's give a character a sword that can do all these crazy combos, but they have to explore this castle. And it's like, okay, this is like Metroidvania kind of shit. There's an adventure side to it. There's all this stuff that's like all these facets. Like
The weirdest thing, okay, there's so many weird things about Devil May Cry 1. It's like there's a mission, it's like there's levels, but you're in the same environment the whole time. So it's like you could completely backtrack through the whole game and not even be doing anything related to what you're supposed to be doing.
yeah.
it's like doesn't make any sense. It's like the weirdest game, and the its own series did not continue down what it was doing.
And you're never lost in one. You're never lost in three through five, but you're never lost
But
in one.
you can get lost in one though, because you could completely just do some other shit that has
Well,
nothing to do with what you're supposed to do.
yeah, but like you know where to go though. Like you know, like okay, this must be where progress is. I'll go this other way or something. Like you could get a good feeling of where you're supposed to be going. Like sure, like you could get lost
No,
in
I
where you're going,
agree.
but huh?
I agree, but it's like it's okay. It's like if it's like if Resident Evil, right? Um, instead of you just like free roaming around, it's like okay, I need to do the next thing. There was a screen that said, "Here's the next thing you have to do."
Yeah.
That's what Devil May Cry does. It's so fucking weird. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Well, the other thing's like one has a lot of like character to it. Like the environments have a lot of personality, and it kind of tells a story with what you're looking at. Like you're seeing this castle that's dilapidated, and you're just like, what's going on here? Why is this castle like worshiping this god or this demon
Yeah,
Mundus or whatever? Like there's a mystery going on. Two has nothing going on with its environment. It's just like,
but purely talking about a gameplay perspective,
oh
like
yeah,
it's a weird ass game, and there's nothing like Devil May Cry 1, and not even Devil May Cry 3 or 2 is like it. And I don't know how to explain it, but there's something super strange about that game. And
yeah,
and then
but
they just completely leaned into we're now a hack and slash game
yeah,
after that.
but you can also see it as like as an experimental game, and you can see what it did. And then like with two, they looked at the feedback of one and two, and then they mixed that together, and they made three. Like it's if one and two had a baby, you have three. Like Nikki Jakey does these videos called "If Games Bang." If Devil May Cry 1 and 2 banged with each other, they would have gone Devil May Cry 3.
I don't agree with that. I think Devil May Cry 3 is just a good version of Devil May Cry 2. I think a game like Devil May Cry is too hard to make because it's just too weird.
But
Like it's
I don't see how it's an adventure though, because like I could see what you mean. It's just that I didn't feel that way with the game because it just felt like I can see why I see why like initially this was a Resident Evil game at first. When they first developed it, it was supposed to be Resident Evil 3 or 4, and then they made it its own game. After that, it's like okay, we'll make it its own game. It'll be Devil May Cry, and you could see the blueprints of it. You could see what's there, and it's like okay, and this is what it gets. And I think that's why it gets this adventure. That's why it's not like 100% Resident Evil, but I could see like why you would compare it to Tomb Raider because it gives you the same uh environment that you can explore and search around because it kind of plays like Resident Evil in that as well. Like Resident Evil is also kind of an adventurous kind of game. It's survival horror and how the management goes, but it just has that in its DNA. And I think when you look at it, knowing its development history, you you start to I feel like you could question if it was supposed to be what we got because if let's say that they scrapped it entirely of it being Resident Evil, like they scrapped that idea completely, they wiped this the slate clean. Like, okay, Camilla, this is no longer Resident Evil. Go do whatever. Go crazy. And I think he would have leaned into Devil May Cry 3 with it.
I think I realized what makes it weird to me is that it's like kind of a platformer too, but it's not really. It's like it's like four different types of games, but it's none of them all at the same time.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
it has a lot of variety to what's on the
Yeah.
table. I think that's what it is. That's what makes it good. I get why you also like 3 does take I know what you mean. Like 3 does take a lot of what 2 did because 2 has a lot of its blueprints. Because like 2 has a lot of stuff that became mainstays of Devil May Cry. Because you get like
Yeah.
bloody palaces from 2. You have uh uh the action side of it, like the dodge roll is like a style thing as well. But the thing that's funny is that the style meter in 1 is way harsher than 2. Two's style meter is just like okay, you did it. Like
You know what's funny? I don't agree with you on that either. I felt like it was so hard to get anything but a D in two. Like I like the thing that charge the style meter up was dodging, and nothing attacks you. Like
Yeah, but
unless you were in Devil Trigger, I was not getting anything other than a D.
yeah. Well, I was
Or I have to do this annoying shit where I have to slice them and then shoot the next enemy to extend my combo to get to them. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
I was just doing that
So,
just because I was bored. The game was so boring. I tried to make it fun. I tried to make the game fun. But
yeah, I was like, I'm not wasting the time doing this. It should be easier to get to the enemies. Like they're just too fucking far away from each other.
yeah, like it's like that's why it's a 1. But I feel like we were talking about something else before. What? Anyways, I
Well,
think
we were talking about Devil May Cry 1
yeah,
and why
but
it's a good game.
yeah, but before that, because we were saying like, okay, well, as you were waiting for the chat to talk about it, I was gonna say something else, but I can't think of it now. But yeah, but Storm just play 2, and like I just think that like one I feel like at most like if I were to look at it, it's like it stands on its own very well, but I got into Devil May Cry through 3. 4, 4 was like whatever. 5 was really good, but 3 is solid. That one got me into it. And playing 2, just with if I never played 1 and I played 2, 3, and then 2, I would have had the same opinion. Uh, it just has no character to it. Like all these other games, even like, as much as like 3 through 5 lead into the action part of it, those still have character to those games. Like I think 5 is the best one because it just adds more to it. Even though I think 5 for no reason 4 and 5 specifically for no reason adds so much story that I think it's kind of weird. Like 3 kind of has the same approach as story almost as 1. Like 1 has the least amount. And then 3 it's like okay, we'll put a little bit more story into it. And it's like, okay, this is enough. I like this. It's like 1-minute cutscenes. The story is simple. Your brother is there. He's starting shit. You fight him, whatever. It's like sibling rivalry. It's simple. 4 starts going on this like anime love arc. And at the time, I sat there. I was like, this story literally rips off G Gundam. Have you seen G Gundam?
No,
Oh, it's a good anime.
I never got into Gundam at all.
I
I don't like mechs.
I don't like mechs either, but G Gundam got me because the way the mechs piloted is just like they're in like a VR suit almost, and they're just like fighting, like they're doing actual like blows. So it's like this is like Dragon Ball Z. Hell yeah, I am all in on this. But the one episode of G Gundam I loved as a kid. There's this one episode they drugged the main character to hallucinate everything. So the beginning of the episode, you see through his perspective. So you're like, oh, he's hanging out with his dad. He's doing all this stuff. It's like really weird. And then like halfway through the episode, it shifts perspective to his girlfriend, and it's like he's in his like rundown house, and he's just like laughing and this and that, and his girlfriend's like, "This is awful what they're doing to him." It's like what the fuck? Like what's this about? And that episode, I loved after that, but I got the ending pissed me off because it does this thing and I hated it. I got a little bit softer to it, but I still kind of hated it. So the girlfriend's name is Rain, which is a great name, I guess, and then the main character's name is Domon. Rain gets kidnapped, and they're like, we need someone to pilot this dark monstrous Gundam, and the dark Gundam is this like bio weapon. It's so weird. It's a bioweapon, which is like the weirdest thing you could have in a mech show. But they're like, we need a perfect candidate. The last guy who piloted became like a monster, and he sucked. He fucking is a failure. We need someone else. They use the main character's girlfriend, Rain, to be the pilot. They put her in there. Domon goes in to save her, and they're like, you can't get her out. If you pull her out, she dies. If whatever, it's like, okay. How's he gonna do it? Is he just gonna accept the L and kill her with the this big terrorizing Gundam? Domon just says I love you, and that's how he saves her. And I was like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. That ending is garbage. So Devil May Cry 4 does the same fucking shit. They get absorbed in a statue. They get absorbed in a demon statue or whatever the fuck, and the main character has to confess his love to the girlfriend, and then she's free or whatever. Except the only thing different is that it's not as it doesn't rely so heavily on love as much, because at least it's not like, oh, she's gonna die if this happens. It was just like, yeah, this old man is in your way. Kill the old man and save her. Okay, killed him, pulled her out, done. But it's the same note for note. We need something to power this thing. Oh, I know, the main character's girlfriend. We'll use that. It's like, yeah, what a great idea.
It stinks.
So, G Gundam was great for everything else. I just thought the ending was kind of dumb, but it was still kind of cool. I still liked it. I would recommend G Gundam all the same. I do want to rewatch it again. But
So yeah, did we say everything we had to say about Devil May Cry 2?
I think so. I think we covered all our bases.
Another thing I completely forgot to say. There are already people talking about trying to remake it.
Hell yeah, I'd support it. I'm for it.
Support it too. Yeah,
because
I get on that hashtag.
That game deserves it. Like, I see so much potential that this game had to be remade.
Deserves it is not the truth, but it should be remade.
Why doesn't
just because?
Okay, explain why it doesn't deserve it.
Because there's it doesn't deserve it because the game sucks.
But if they remake it, they can make it good.
Yes. The game does not deserve to be remade on its own. It only should be remade because it's in the context of a series that's good.
I think
if there wasn't another Devil May Cry after it, then it'd just be like, fuck it. Let this series be a shitty series that had one good game. But now that there's literally 6 games and one of them stinks, you should remake it to correct your failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that goes into like why it deserves to be remade, because you have all these good games and you have like, but that's
Sano deserves better. Devil May Cry as a series deserves better. Devil May Cry 2 sucks balls. It does not deserve a remake. But they should remake.
I think it deserves it.
Should remake it.
I think it deserves it because it just wasn't finished. Like, if it was a finished game that sucked, that's one thing. Like, hey, this game, even finished, it sucked. Like, this game wasn't finished. Like, it's like taking a fetus out and like, okay, fetus, get a job. Oh, this fetus isn't getting a job. Oh, what the fuck? It's like, well, you didn't let it, like, develop.
Yeah, no, it's like taking a cake out of the oven before it's done, and then being like, this cake stinks. It's like, yeah, you didn't let it bake.
Oh, you know what's funny? I should have mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the demon world and how I got lost in that awful part. So I'm playing Persona 2 on stream yesterday.
Oh, Jesus. Persona again?
Well, this is the good one. This is the best one. This is Persona 2. This is the one that that doesn't have the anime bullshit before it got tainted by anime. There's a part of the game you go to a nightclub and there's like this room. It is so painful. It's like it's kind of giving me it's fucking with my mind. So psychedelic. The hallways are bright neon red, and it's like, all right, search. You're trying to find your friend. Go through here. It's like, okay, and you're doing this while there's random encounters going on, and it's like, okay, like I like the random encounters and I like the fights. It's just that it's like I don't know where I'm going, and I'm like what the fuck do I do? It's like everything looks like a wall or just like an empty hallway. It's like I don't know. It's so big. And it's like, why is this so, like, ridiculous? So I was thinking of that, but the difference is that Persona 2 is a better game. Persona 2 is a fun game, unlike Devil May Cry 2.
Persona. So I'm done with it.
Persona 2 is the most, like, Shin Megami Tensei of the Persona games. It's the last game that didn't get tainted. If you don't like 4, you like 2. If you don't,
I'm not gonna bother with these shitty games. You can't tell me otherwise. So, are we gonna have to go on a Big Bun hiatus? Aren't you leaving the country soon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. I think so I was gonna have this idea for the next
Okay.
game club during this 2 week hiatus. Uh, we could just play games like whatever game. It could be any game. We don't have to beat it, just any game, and then we come back and we talk about the game we played this last 2 weeks that were really good or whatever. Like, could be anything.
Okay.
We don't have
I
to.
think I mean I'm already in the middle of a couple games, so I could talk about all those. So yeah.
So this is the thing I was gonna mention to you. There's this game I've been playing. I don't know if I told you about this last week, but it's called. I think I told you. I may have texted you this game. It's called like Momodora, or whatever. It's a
You were talking about?
Sorry, you cut out.
Is it a Metroidvania? That's what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Because I think I told you because I think I told you it was like it does what Bloodstained could have done. Like it's a rad game I've been playing. Like it's pretty good. Like I stumbled into a boss fight randomly. The only thing that's kind of funny is that these boss fights start off like as a dumbass demon sprite thing, and then it becomes this gigantic like waifu boss that you fight.
Uh,
That's like the only thing I didn't realize that, but then I was like, okay, well, whatever. It's still kind of rad. I still kind of liked it all the same. I
yeah.
watched one of my mods play it. I was like, oh, this looks pretty rad.
Nice. Um. Yeah. So this is it's actually perfect timing because I'm moving and I'm spending the next couple weeks like packing things up and getting ready to get the fuck out of here.
Oh shit.
So we'll be able to do some more in-person big buns when you get back. So
Yeah.
um um yeah. Um
Oh,
so
I
yeah,
just
so no specifics. Just play whatever.
yeah, just play whatever. The only thing is that I just realized No More Heroes 3 comes out in like a few weeks, so that might be something.
No, we should play that as our thing.
Well, it's a Switch game.
Oh fuck, it's only for
So,
Switch.
yeah, you gotta get a Switch. It
Am I gonna have to buy a Switch? I might have to buy a Switch because I've still never played Bayonetta 2.
Oh, that
But I'm not. Yeah.
it's good. I could give you my old Wii U. I could lend that. No, actually no, because I have Wind Waker on that, and that's a special game for me. I don't want to get. Oh man,
Nah, if I'm gonna buy one,
you just save up for the OLED Switch.
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever like. I don't ever think I'll take it with me.
Yeah,
I'm not like a big handheld person.
yeah.
So
Well,
like,
the
I'm
other
able to buy the one that.
the other thing is that it
Right.
is worth kind of noting is that it might go to Steam later because I think Travis Strikes Again started as a Switch exclusive for like a year or whatever. And then they ported to Steam later. So No More Heroes 3 might have that same kind of deal, but I don't know. They didn't say if it was timed or anything.
eh,
But we'll,
figure it
we'll
out.
see. Yeah. Uh, I'll be sure to tell
I
you
could just
the.
like.
Huh?
I was gonna say I wish I could just like rent one because it's just like I don't play enough video games to invest in them.
Yeah, that's the one thing I miss about Blockbuster. I miss that you could rent consoles from them. Like you could rent an N64
Yeah.
or PS1. I never did, because they were always expensive. I think they were like I don't remember how much they priced them, but I never did that. The one thing though that I do remember, the one memory I had from Blockbuster was Mario Party 3 was coming out. I was really excited to play that game, so I kept pestering my Blockbuster like, "Hey, do you have Mario Party 3?" And they're like, "No." Oh, okay, okay. I mean, it says here that it comes out today. I mean, you don't have. It's like, no, it comes. It's gonna come later. Okay, okay. Like, hang up, wait a few days. Hey, do you have Mario Party 3? Yes, and we held it just for you. It's like okay, so I went to pick it up. It was great.
I'm dying your impression of anxious 11-year-old Theo calling Blockbuster. Hey, you got the game yet?
I was like, the one time I look back at kind of cringe at was I at the mall that I used to go to. They had Mario Tennis was coming out. Mario Power Tennis came out the same day as Halo 2, which is like the weirdest thing. So I go to the store. I'm waiting, and I got there early. And we're waiting. next to this other guy, I'm like, hey, what game are you waiting for? He's like, Halo 2. I was like, what game are you waiting for? Mario Power
Mario
Tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah, it's like, and then the second I said that guy's face was like, yeah, like, is it gonna be a good game? It's like, the guy just, he immediately was just like, okay,
Dude,
like,
fuck him. Mario Tennis rules.
well, it wasn't that, like, he was judging me, it was more of just, like, it's so awkward to be like, yeah, I'm waiting for this, like, for this highly anticipated game, and then this game that, like, doesn't have the same, like, hype, and it's just like, yeah, like, it was kind of like, yeah, that game's gonna be, I don't know, like,
Was he the same age as you?
yeah, I roughly, it was just, I don't remember. I don't remember how old the guy was. I don't know if he was like my age or like 5 years over me. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of that. But it was just I remember at
He
least
must
one
have been
kid.
old.
Huh?
He must have been. He must have been older because I think at that point, games were mainstream enough where they wouldn't let you buy a mature game
Yeah.
unless you were 17.
So he must have been older than me. So I
He
was
must
like,
have been. He's an adult, and he
yeah.
look. I was like, and
Well,
you're just
I
like, hey, I'm Mario.
well, I think it was. That's why I don't think it was like anything like he was judging me. It was just more like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you know, Mark Tennis, oh, that sounds cool. Like you're excited. It's like, yeah, like, and then I try to be like, oh yeah, like, how about Halo 2? It's like, yeah, Halo 2 is gonna be really good. It's like, I don't know. It was so weird, but I just cringed at the idea of like going early for like just any game in general. Because technically, even if you pre-ordered it, you're gonna be able to get it anyway. But it's like, whatever. But
I needed
yeah.
mainlined in my vein.
It happened again in Mario Sunshine. Like that was another game. Like, but that game I didn't pre-order, and the guy at the GameStop was like, "Hey, I'll hold a copy for you." It's like, oh, okay, rad. So it's like cool. The uh, the one dude I thought was this pissed me off a bit. I went there to buy Mario Party 8, and one guy was like, "Yeah, did you pre-order it?" No. Yeah, you're not getting it. Oh, okay. I went to another one that was like 30 minutes away. Yeah, here, take it. Okay, bye. It's like, alright. But this is where he gets fucking bullshit. This, two occasions, I hated GameStop for this, and I never went back to them after this. This kind of burned me a bit from them. So, I pre-ordered Metal Gear Solid 3, Subsistence, and Acid 2, where Subsistence gave you, like, a DVD of, like, all this behind-the-scenes stuff with it, and Acid 2 gave you this nice cell art of the Metal Gear. The guy there, I go like, hi, I heard the DVD came out for GameStop. I'm here to pick it up. Yeah, you don't want you don't want the DVD. Of like, yeah, I do. No, like, look, you can watch it on YouTube. It's on like G4. You can watch it there. Like, no, I pre-ordered the game. I want this. Like, are you sure? Like, yeah, just give it to me. Okay, here you go. Yeah, thanks. And then after I got those games, I never went back. I went to get Acid 2, like the cell art. Hi, I want my cell art. Yeah, you don't want that. You could get it on Google Images. Just Google image search Metal Gear Acid 2 and I'm like, no, I want the cell art. Just give it to me. I had to like tell them to give it to me. Like the whole time. I my patience, like, at first I was polite. I was like, no thanks. I just want the game. I want this. Can you please give it to me? But the more they kept trying to sell me on like not taking it, I was like, no, I want it. Just give it to me. I pre-ordered it. I did everything. Just give it to me. Give it to me now. I see it right there. And it's like, okay, here you go. It's like, yeah. And I left.
Was this guy trying to steal your shit? I don't understand.
I think he was. I think what it was he that maybe his manager told him, hey, if there's any extra, you could keep them. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I was like, I'm not having this. And I think those two probably lost their jobs. I never saw them there again, even after that. Because, call it karma, I go to GameStop on a whim to get Injustice 2. I go there, and I'm like, alright, I paid for the standard edition. That was $60. And they had a premium or whatever that was like fucking 90 or 100. So I go there, I'm like, alright. I go there for like the early hour version of it. I'm like, all right, can I buy this game? I pre-ordered the standard edition. I even told him, I gave him the receipt. All right, gave me the steel case edition that had all the DLC for it. I was like, sweet. I just walked out with it. I paid, cleared, walked out, and that was it. And I was like,
You
that was
paid
karma.
$90 and you got the $90
Yeah,
one?
the guy gave me the wrong copy, and
Hey.
part of me was wondering, was there like two people there? Was me and some other guy? But it's like, there's no way because the guy I gave the receipt to gave me that. It's like, so I walked out,
Well,
pretended I did, and even if he did call my name, I pretended I couldn't hear. It's like, oh no, I'm like I'm outside. I couldn't hear that. I'm bad hearing. So I walked out, whatever. But it was karma. It's like perfect.
hey, good for you. You ruined some other person's life.
Hey,
Like
you
they
know what?
came in,
They
they got.
they technically they should have been on the ball. They should have realized because
Well,
it,
I 1,000% agree with you.
so I mean the angry customer is more directed at them than me. I mean if the angry customer, like if I was in that building and that guy came after me, I would have given it to him. I'd be like, okay, here you go, sure, honest mistake. But no one went after me. And the guy didn't correct it. He just gave it to me. And I
Yeah,
walked off.
welcome.
He probably was like, this guy is cool. This guy never gave me shit. He was a great customer. Give him this. That, or he knew he was gonna either leave or get fired. So he was like, fuck it. Give people whatever.
That's that's the story I hope it was. This guy was just like, fuck GameStop.
Because
I'm gonna fuck them over.
because technically I never saw that guy again. I mean it was like a
That
few
makes
months
sense.
later, but it's like, yeah, okay. Like, but it was really that same guy. I didn't like him at first because so I traded like a lot of shit there before when I was young, and this guy, I don't know he understood the system because I walked out there with like 20 cards because the guy didn't know how to put all this money on one card, like this one like company card or whatever the fuck, like, that one GameStop card they give you. The guy didn't know how to do
Oh,
that, so he just gave me all these cards that amounted to the total. I was like, what am I gonna do with all this? Like, what the fuck? And
so
that was
stupid.
really awkward too because I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, and so I was like, okay, whatever. But, uh,
Oh, I completely forgot to mention something, and I'm dead serious about this. I have coronavirus.
and
I
you want to do an in-person game club to give me the virus? Oh
well,
my god,
well, no,
bullet
it's not
dodged.
gonna matter. It's not gonna matter by next week or so I tested positive on Thursday, so I have to quarantine for 10 days.
Oh
I never got
wow,
sick.
we hung out in like May.
That was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I could have gotten the super secret sleepy virus. Maybe the virus I had is good. Maybe we have a different strain now. I got, you know, who
That
knows?
must be the one. That must be the one I got because I have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and
Oh
my buddy
shit.
got it too. So I tested positive on Thursday, so I have to be quarantined till like Sunday or whatever. So, but I'm not sick at all. I'm just chilling. But I got the Rona. I should have told you when I got it. But so funny. And besides, Theo, you were spreading it way back at PAX East,
Uh,
uh,
okay.
back in 2020.
No, I wasn't.
I love the way
One,
that lady looked at you. She could see the virus coming out of your mouth.
one. Okay. That was back when the virus didn't exist and and everything was normal. Everything was great. Everything was fine. No lockdown was there. Secondly, if it was anyone's fault, actually, it was Camilla because
Oh,
we have we literally have photo evidence of it too. He took his mask off. Okay, he wore a mask. He took a picture. He took his mask off.
there
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. That was the first thing I posted on Twitter. The first comment I got, the very first thing before anyone said, "Wow, cool," was he was gonna get the virus. It's like, oh, cool. This is exactly what I need right after PAX because like after that, I was checking my temperature the amount of time that they said you should check it. So I was like, all right, but yeah, I was like, oh, cool. But
Fucking, I mean, it would be. I mean, if we're gonna get it from anyone, it's cool. We'll get a cool virus from Camille.
yeah, we'll go. What if like the virus makes us block everyone? We just go on blocking sprees. We just block everyone on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, we literally talked for like an hour and 43 minutes. This is reaching the Snyder Cut level.
was because we fucking talked about Christian for 35 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a discussion. If you weren't there, you missed the discussion. Hopefully I won't be taken down for anything else.
Um, yeah. So Game Club hiatus for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we'll just talk about what we played, and then we'll come up with a new game to play.
Yeah.
All
So
right, cool.
this is
All
a
right.
rad session. We'll see you guys next time. But let's see who we can raid. If there's anyone to raid.
What was the last thing we just talked about?
Game wise was No More Heroes, I think.
All right, raid a No More Heroes stream.
All right, let's
How
do
many
it.
viewers we got right now?
We have 7.
Cool. Wow. Nice. There was no comments. No one wanted to address anything.
Well, let's see. We got. Okay, you know, I'll read this. I'll read this one. This one's for you, Charles. You should at least give Persona 2 and Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne a try. Much less fan service in those games. So.
All right. I'd be willing to try them, but the anime shit in Persona 4 makes me want to shoot myself in the face.
But you know, I'll be honest. Okay, so SMG3, I know you already said you were interested in playing that game, but Persona 2 is a little tricky because there's 2 Persona 2s. There's Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. You might have to emulate Innocent Sin. But Innocent Sin is a PSP game. You have to track down, while Eternal Punishment is probably a little bit more. So Persona 2 might be a little bit wonky to find. So it's whatever.
Oh, it's a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah. And Innocent Sin never got localized. They only localized it for PSP. So it's
Interesting.
really weird.
Well,
and it plays
I'm not
weird
gonna
too.
say, just in case the fucking FBI or something is watching, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I wouldn't have a problem playing those games, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. At least try SMT3. That game, I think, that game rules. And then they asked if we watched Battle Royale 1 and 2. I've not seen that. I've heard about it.
Oh, is it the one where it's like the high school students murdering each other? Is that what they're talking about?
I think
it's that Japanese movie, right?
Yeah. And then there's
it's crazy, but it's kind of awesome.
All right, so at least
it's like a super violent version of Hunger Games.
Okay, I'll check it out. Then he asks, do you know about Ava 3.0 plus 1.0?
Who, me specifically?
Yeah, you. Because I talk about Ava all the time, so I mean.
Which one was the one we watched together?
It was that's the TV series. That's Neon Genesis Ava. That one, I would say watch that one because that one is like the show. The rebuilds are good on their own, but I mean, there's a lot of fan theories that rebuilds are a sequel, kinda. If they are sequels, who knows?
Are they asking because they want me to watch like a mech series?
Well, this guy in particular has kind of like this anime taste. So this person like loves my Persona streams and all this stuff and talks about anime. So that's why he's asking Ava.
You know, I like anime, but it's tough to defend sometimes. Sometimes it's just embarrassing. Like, I don't know. You know what's a mech show that I did like?
What?
I don't even know if you can consider it a mech show. And it's like for kids, but like Zoid's Chaotic Century I really, really liked. I don't know if I'd like it if I watched it as an adult, but when I was a kid, I would wake up at like 5:30 in the morning to watch it. Because it was like they would show new episodes in the mornings. It was really weird. But I really liked that show. With like, you know what I'm talking about? With Van Flyheit. Yeah, you probably never saw it because it would just show it in the mornings. It was the weirdest thing.
Oh, okay.
It was like this kid with a bandage.
This other guy, Perez, says, guy has wine taste for cartoons. Only the finest.
Wine taste for
Yeah, only the finest. You only accept the finest shows on your palette, which is fine. I mean, it's great. I don't watch.
I like Toy Century. It's not like a fucking highbrow show.
It's it's very highbrow.
I just there's just so many anime is just embarrassing sometimes. Like okay, a game I'm playing right now is called Disgaea 5.
Oh,
Disgaea
Disgaea.
5.
Okay.
Disgaea. But like the first one
It's-
and the second one were like funny parodies of anime tropes and they like took the piss out of it. And this fifth one is embarrassing because it's just like stock comedy
Ooh.
anime characters. And I just like I can't defend it. So like if I tell someone I like Disgaea right now and they play Disgaea 5, I have to be embarrassed for myself because it's like this is awful. But it's
Oh
like
man.
everything bad about it.
I feel like there was. Can't think of it. Well, we're going on an anime tangent because it's funny. I was gonna actually start after I was gonna talk about Suicide Squad. I was gonna get into this other thing I was watching. So I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo.
Cowboy Bebop is great.
So there was a show that guy made, Watanabe. He also did Space Dandy. Space Dandy is pretty cool. Like that one, like each episode
Oh,
has Space Dandy.
I have never heard of that.
It's a show where he got like it's the one anime where they actually did a simultaneous release. Like they did the sub and dub version at the same time, so they're both like definite. They're both equally good, but each episode is directed by a different anime director. So each episode kind of has a different feel to it. It's so good. It's a good like comedy too. It's like goofy. It's over the top. Like it's kind of pokes fun at like a lot of dumb shit. It's really good. But there was
Andy.
Space Dandy. Yeah. I think it might be on Prime, but I'm not sure. But he did this other
It's on something
show.
called Tubi.
Huh?
It's on something called Tubi for free,
Oh.
and it's on Hulu as well.
Oh, okay, so there you go. The uh but he did this other show for Netflix called Carol and Tuesday. And when I first saw this like on Netflix, I kind of like said, "Nah, this ain't for me," because it looked kind of weird. And I didn't know what it was. I was like, "This isn't for me." So as I was rewatching these shows, I was like, I just said to myself, I should watch Carol and Tuesday just to give it a chance, just to see what this is. I ended up loving that show. It's so different from what he does. Like it's not in
Wait, which one is this one? Did you say you liked?
Carol and Tuesday.
And it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carol and Tuesday is this show that's about these two girls that are trying to make it big in the music industry. Like they try to become like big singers.
And there's no fighting monsters
No,
or fucking.
there's no like bounty hunting. There's no like epic journey. It's a much more like downscaled show, but it's so like somber and like wholesome as well. Like has and the music is good. I don't know if you like the type of music, but I like the music personally. But it's so good. The only thing I don't the so Netflix split it into two parts. I started part two, and I think part two has way better animation. Part one has good animation for like the main characters, but the side characters kind of look like they were just kind of just thrown together. Like it kind of looks like that like that they were transitioning from like um paper animation to like digital, and that's what it kind of looks like. It looks like that they're just doing digital animation for the first time. Uh,
It's hilarious.
but it's still pretty good. It's still solid. The one thing there was this one song that cracked me up. So part of the show, like near the end of the first season, it's like okay, they do like they're in a song competition, like American Idol, pretty much. So they have this one band come to play, and it's like all right, play your song, and they're like all right, the lyrics are all this is bullshit, fucking bullshit, holy fuck, fucking bullshit. That's the lyrics. The
That's
judges are like, end it. You're done. You're out. You're just awful. The second she says that, they get so fucking mad. Like, these lyrics mean a lot. They have like weight. They're emotional, and you cannot write these songs off or whatever. Like they got like so violent about it. And then it just cuts to a commercial break. It's so good. Then there's this other band as these two old people these old geezers, and they're like, all right, they're having trouble starting. It's like, okay, whatever. And then they do fucking heavy metal. It's like, oh, this is pretty rad. So it's good. The comedy is there. I love a lot of the comedy bits in it. But it's solid. It's really good.
Yeah, Netflix does some good stuff with anime. I actually liked the last anime that like the most recent anime that I've watched that I liked was have you watched The Great Pretender?
No, I am so finicky with starting new like anime stuff. Every time I look at it, it's like I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to watch this, and it's like I'll go back to
Okay.
something I've watched.
There's the reason I like anime sometimes. Well, anime has two extremes. It either just fucking ends because they're like, we're done telling the story we want to tell, or they have 4 billion episodes and it never ends. And Great Pretender is one of those ones. It's only like 26 episodes.
Okay.
And
Well, that's that's
yeah,
that's like same with like what with the Cowboy Bebop guy. Like he doesn't do seasons at all. Like this one, I think he did as one season, but Netflix just split it up into two. Same with like Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger does one show, specific like one series, one season. Uh,
yeah.
they did one for like they did like Little Witch Academia. That's one season, but Netflix split into two, which is like okay, whatever. But that was good. But they did this other one that was really good, called Brand New Animal, which is like that was a good action like thriller kind of show. It's like this girl that goes to this city that's full of beastmen who are like all animal people, whatever. She turns into one night and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" She goes over there. It kind of goes into like racism and like the segregation of race almost. It's so like weird, but it's so good. It's such a good show. It has a lot of good like stuff to it. It's only 12 episodes, so it kind of like it's told in a very like tight story,
Hmm.
but it's really good. It's like it's very thoughtful for what like I wasn't expecting. Like Trigger does a lot of like high action, like silly, over the top shows, and this one is like it's that, but there's like some layers to it, even though it's like kind of still like whatever, but it's still good. It's solid.
Just thought of this randomly, but I really want to watch fucking what's it's called? Isn't it called Mob Psycho or Psycho Mob? Does that
Psychopaths?
ring a bell? No,
No,
I think it's called Mob Psycho.
the
And I
only
remember having I know I only watched like 10 minutes of it, but it had really good animation. Mob Psycho 100. Have you ever watched this?
no.
And it's like really weird, like this fucking like weird kid. This, have you never seen this?
I've seen images of it. I think it's on HBO Max, and then I'm like, I don't want to watch it. It looks too much like One Punch Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember having really good animation, but it was like super bizarre. I kind of want to watch it.
All
But I
right.
like it's like sometimes things will be on my list and I'll just never watch them.
Yeah. All
Ever.
right. So
Just
we're
like
gonna.
video games. I have my list and then I never watch them.
All right. So I'm actually gonna rate this guy. Got everyone. We're rating Makoto Kokoro, who's streaming No More Heroes 2, the weakest one, but this will get us all hyped for 3 for sure. He has only 9 viewers, so we'll help him out. Thank you for watching, everyone. This was an especially long one, especially with that anime segment, which was great. Uh
And don't forget Chris Chan. Chris Chan and really extended the duration as well.
oh, now you're blaming Christian. Christian has a lot going
Yeah.
on, okay, and you're blaming Christian now. Okay, I mean,
Yeah, we should charge him. Add it to the charges.
oh my god. I can't oh my god, I love the meme. There's this one meme where it was like Bob Odenkirk as Saul Goodman, and he's like, "Your Honor, help me. My client's Chris Chan." And it's like, oh, okay. "Your Honor, help me. My client's Chris Chan." There's that, and then there's like just thinking about like how I feel so bad for the person who has to defend Chris in court. I feel so
Their
bad.
life is gonna be turned upside down. It's gonna be some fucking public defender, and they're gonna be like, "What have I walked into?" And they're gonna get harassed by these internet people too. It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I can't even. It's just what has the human race done? We deserve to die. As a collective of people, we deserve extinction.
Yeah, so with that, watch Carol and Tuesday. Carol and Tuesday will cleanse your palates after this. Like if Chris Chan's too much, watch Carol and Tuesday. That will put you on a posy street. That will give you the posy vibes with good music and
Yes.
You see these two girls like trying to
watch
make
a
it.
guy with a lightsaber. Watch a guy with a lightsaber kill other assassins. That'll
Yeah,
put
now
you in
No
a good.
Mirrors 2. That will cleanse it too. But this one, well, okay, well let's watch it. All right, I really never know. Stop streaming.